So, about a few days ago, I have posted 3 ways to program your own mind. Now, I'm going to go through some examples of all 3 of these things. Now, the first one was trauma. You can program your mind through trauma. How? Simple, right? Anytime you experience something traumatic, it could be anything, you would use that traumatic experience to not want to be there again. Because whenever you experience something traumatizing, it's painful. It causes insane amounts of pain. Experience it and then experiencing it, and then also going through the memories of that traumatic experience. It always will bring up pain. That has common sense will not want to experience pain over and over when they've already been through that situation, circumstance, or experience. For what? You use that experience as a lesson to not do it again. So use that trauma as an example or an experience you don't want to do or go through ever again. For example, I had a traumatizing experience of my backs of my hands were like completely bloody, pussing, and itchy as how. All because I went on something called the ketogenic diet, trying to shortcut weight loss. So the only reason I even was on a ketogenic diet was because I went to a doctor, and I went to the doctor because I thought I had multiple sclerosis because my whole body started to shut down. My whole body was numb as if your foot float full sleep. That was my whole body from my neck down. And this didn't happen overnight. It was a course of maybe 2 or 3 days. And it just got so bad to where my eye wouldn't stay open. So I was walking around like this. And then when I would go to like light my lighters, I could not light my lighters with my left hand. Yeah. So it was like one side of my body was worse than the other, but it was just I couldn't move. I didn't have no mobility. Like my mobility was going, like my nervous system. That's the one thing I kept looking at was my nervous system was basically shutting down. So when I went to this doctor, she told me to go on a pre-diabetic diet. I didn't have diabetes or nothing like that, so I just went to search just diets, and I found the ketogenic diet. And I was on this diet for about 4 or 5 months, and then my body just started reacting to all the dairy I was feeding it, and that caused my eczema to flare up in the backs of my hands, and I had to wrap up my hands like a boxer because it was just so bad. It was bloody. I had to find like aloe on the sides of the roads and stuff, put it on the backs of my hands. But the only way I was able to clear up my rash on the back of my hands was from not eating dairy. So I will use this traumatic experience to not eat dairy again. Simple. Now, it's easier said than done. I shouldn't say it's simple, but the concept is simple, but doing it is a whole different story. But that is one way you can use trauma to program your own mind. Now, the second one was repetition. And I love repetition when it comes to programming my mind, because if you do something over and over and over and over, it becomes a habit. I mean, what else you want? What else you want me to explain? No, I'm joking. Okay, so look, repetition. You hear a song on the radio. They be repeating the oldest songs on the fucking radio. You know why? They want to keep you in loops. They want to keep you in a trance. They want to keep you guys feeling the same feelings, thinking the same things. It's like, no, you don't even want to. I don't even listen to the radio. I'm very specific about what artists I listen to when it comes to music, because there are some independent artists out here that make beautiful fucking music. Then you have these trash ass artists they play on the radio. They're fucking trash. All of them. Let's go to number 3. So number 3 was symbols. No, this is something that's like right in your face every fucking day. Everybody has a symbol or a brand they're trying to push. Everybody. What you think a flag is for a country? Symbol. What you think like the Apple logo is a symbol. Once you see that symbol, you know who you're dealing with, you know? So when it comes to symbols, you can use your own symbols to program your own mind during the day. So I remember I had a picture up of like I'm writing on my hands, like the inside of my hands. I had a black permanent marker on the palm of my hand. What I was doing there was I used my own sigil that I created. If you don't know how to create your own sigil, look it up on YouTube, how to create my own sigil. It's not that hard. It just takes some imagination. And what I would do, I would write it on the inside of my hands, because every time I would go out and go to the shop, if I would see it, if I would glance at it, I would remember. It would trigger my mind and be like, oh shit, like keep your awareness. Don't fall back to sleep. You're creating every single fucking second. You speak, you're creating. You make a decision, you're creating. Okay? So that's the way you can use symbols to program your own mind, because it's being done to you. Regardless, people are programming you. Your mind is yours. They're programming it for you. So how about you do it yourself? Look, and these are the things that I used. I'm sharing this because it helped me. Okay? And I hope if I can help one person, I'm fucking happy. Okay, and the last thing I want to say is, actually it was a task I want to give whoever's watching. Each and every day, write down 3 things you would like to do for the next day and 3 things you don't want to do for the next day. So for example, say you want to learn a new language. You write down for to-do list for tomorrow, learn a new language. Start drawing. Or make a YouTube channel. Bam. Then 3 things you don't want to do. Maybe it could be stop biting my nails. Maybe it could be stop answering this nigga. It could be whatever you want. Just do it and see. You gotta do this every fucking day, 30 days, and see how this shit changes your life. I challenge whoever's watching. I know some people's probably gonna like tap swipe close what I'm about to say, but the stars are fucking aligned, right? The world is going to shit, and if you don't free your soul at this time, there's no telling what this world will become after this. So it's like, wake up, okay?